top stories: Ethiopia's Tourism Ministry holds validation workshop for revised tourism draft policy. And African Union calls African youth to unite for the future of the continent. Greetings and welcome to EBC World, the voice of Pan-Africanism. I'm Hikma Tamam with the news for the hour. Do stay with us. Ethiopia's Minister of Tourism conducted a validation workshop to discuss the revised tourism policy draft. The event, attended by Minister Kasahun Salamoit Kasa, state ministers, regional heads of the tourism, private sector stakeholders, and various associations, aimed to align the policy with the evolving dynamics of the industry. Johannes Fentahun reports.
In a pivotal move to strengthen the nation's tourism industry, Ethiopia's Minister of Tourism held a validation workshop to review the updated tourism policy draft. During her opening remarks, Minister Salamoit Kasa underscored Ethiopia's immense potential in the tourism and hospitality sector. She stressed the necessity of revising the existing policy to cater the demands of the rapidly expanding market and to support the country's ambition of becoming Africa's leading tourism destination by 2035.
ይሄ ባለፉት ዓመታት በተለይ ለቱሪዝም ዘርፉ ከፍተኛ የሆነ ትኩረት ተሰጥቶት በዘርፉ ላይ ብዙ ለውጥ
The current Ethiopia's tourism policy is implemented since 2009. This policy revision is needed to align the tourism sector with the growing status of global tourism. As government-led sector, tourism needs high engagement of the private sector. This revised policy will create conducive environment for all stakeholders.
የቱሪዝም ፖሊሲ ክለሳ እያደረግን የምንገኘው
The anticipated revised tourism policy aims not only to boost Ethiopia's attractiveness as a travel destination, but also to encourage sustainable practices that benefit local communities and safeguards the nation's rich cultural heritage.
The revised policy has a number of new features. One of this is technology. We are in the digital age and we have to leverage technology for the development of sustainable tourism in Ethiopia. So one of the key pillars of this tourism policy is integrating technology into tourism development and maximizing benefits out of such technology. So that's one new feature that we have included. In addition, sustainability is given high emphasis in this tourism development policy. The other one is stakeholder collaboration is also given high emphasis. So this includes working with stakeholders in Ethiopia as well as internationally. So that can be one key pillar of the policy.
As Ethiopia looks forward, the Ministry of Tourism is dedicated to engaging stakeholders and ensuring the continued prosperity of the country's tourism landscape.
If we can properly implement the tourism development policy, we hope that we can achieve the vision we have set, that is achieving sustainable and competitive tourism in Ethiopia and making Ethiopia a globally preferred destination, especially in terms of compared in Africa. We have the vision of making Ethiopia a preferred tourism destination.
With this renewed emphasis on policy enhancement and stakeholder collaboration, Ethiopia is well positioned to achieve significant advancements in its tourism sector. The current Ethiopia's tourism policy is in work since 2009.
Despite significant efforts by the government to improve soil health, large parts of Ethiopia continue to suffer from soil acidity, posing a major challenge to agricultural productivity and food security. The International Fertilizer Development Center has launched the Transform Initiative program aimed at revolutionizing soil fertility management in Ethiopia. Ethiopia's ambitious soil restoration program is gaining strong international backing, with European donors and development partners committed to long-term support. Henk van Dugeen, President and CEO of the International Fertilizer Development Center, emphasized the urgent need for soil restoration in Ethiopia to address degradation and ensure sustainable food security.
A lot of soils in Ethiopia, or a lot of soils, are degraded. due to climate change, due to deforestation, but also due to farming practices. So what we see is we're losing a lot of nutrients every year in Ethiopia. And that means farmers, even when they add fertilizer or when they add nutrients, there is less productivity because they lose most of the nutrients from their soils because it's runoff due to climate change. So what is important of this program, and that's why we work closely with the Ministry of Agriculture and the National Agriculture Research Institutes and other national partners, is to work with farmers to make them stewards of their land which they are working on, and reintroduce regenerative agriculture practices, agroecology practices, but also bringing back nutrients to the farm.
Paula Schindler, Deputy Ambassador at the Netherlands Embassy, reaffirmed her country's commitment to Ethiopia's agriculture, stressing soil restoration's role in food security. Take a look.
Transform is for us a very important program that complements our cooperation with Ethiopia and the Netherlands in the field of agriculture and agriculture transformation, because the Netherlands and Ethiopia work together on many different aspects in the agricultural chain and food systems. We work on increasing production of smallholder farmers, on increasing access to markets. We work on creating stronger private sector that actually can lift up the whole agricultural sector. But again, what we also believe is that when you really want to work strongly on food and nutrition security and have a really strong agricultural sector, you do need to work on soil fertility.
On the other hand, Tolosa Debela, Program Director of IFDC, highlighted the urgency of addressing soil fertility challenges, emphasizing that the initiative aims to empower farmers with customized soil management solutions, enhance access to soil inputs, and integrate scientific research into farming practices.
The focus of this program is to restore the degraded land. In Ethiopia, there are so many projects implemented. But the key difference between this program and the previous one is, this one is focusing on bottom-up approach. The previous one was the top-up. We gave the package to the farmers without understanding their context-specific, location-specific. In the Transform program, we are giving due attention to the farmer's idea, to the farmer's need, and what the context-specific each farmer is having, so that the farmers will involve in the planning as well as in the implementation.
And finally, State Minister of Agriculture Iyasu Elias emphasized that the initiative is crucial in supporting the government's efforts to ensure sustainability of land management. The European Union and Ethiopia have signed the Annual Action Programme 2024 agreement, allocating 240 million euros. On the signing ceremony, Ethiopian Minister of Finance Ahmed Shide highlighted the funding will benefit Ethiopia to enhance its development across several critical areas. The EU ambassador to Ethiopia, Sophie from Emsberger, on her part, said this agreement reaffirms European Union's and Ethiopia's mutual commitment to sustainable development, peace and prosperity in the country. Jerusalem Betzaha reports.
Ethiopia and European Union signed Annual Action Programme 2024, allocating 240 million euro to strengthen partnership and promote sustainable development. The signing ceremony held Thursday in Addis Ababa was attended by EU member states ambassadors and presided over by Ethiopia's Minister of Finance Ahmed Shide and the EU ambassador to Ethiopia, Sophie from Emsberger. Ethiopian Minister of Finance Ahmed Shide highlighted that EU's financial support for a total amount of 240 million euro will benefit Ethiopia to enhance its development across several critical areas.
Such contributions have been crucial in our fight against poverty and enhancing the living standards of our people. We are especially grateful for the EU's comprehensive support under Annual Action Programme 2024, which aims to stimulate private sector investment in agribusiness, modernize tax and custom systems, and develop emerging capital markets. This package will also enhance digital skills in technical and vocational education and training (TVET), restore essential health services, strengthening democratic institutions, and creating lasting solutions for IDPs.
The minister stressed that significant financial support will also play a great role in catalyzing Ethiopia's macroeconomic development.
The EU financial support arrives at a critical time as Ethiopia implements extensive macroeconomic and sectoral reforms. This move also deepens our partnerships, which has spanned nearly 50 years. These initiatives focus on improving the business climate to attract domestic and foreign investments, advancing agricultural transformation to enhance smallholder farmers' livelihoods and develop sustainable value chains, and also promoting digital transformation to leverage technology for economic development, improved public services, and job creation.
The EU ambassador to Ethiopia, Sophie from Amesberger, also stated this agreement reaffirms their mutual commitment to sustainable development, peace, and prosperity in Ethiopia.
Our cooperation is spanning various sectors, and Mr. Minister, you have highlighted many of them, each contributing to strengthening Ethiopia's economy, its development, and the well-being of your people. As the multi-annual indicative program for Ethiopia for the period 2024 to 27, it focuses on 3 priority areas: the Green Deal, human development, and governance and peace building. These support the aims to advance Ethiopia's green transition, rebuild essential services, and promote inclusive governance. And that's what is truly important, that we are really joining forces and identifying joint interest that we move forward on.
Strengthening democratic institutions, post-conflict restoration of basic health service, support to sustainable and integrated response to forced displacement and labor migration, green business development for sustainable agro-food systems, support to digital transformation in Ethiopia, enabling private sector in key value chains in Ethiopia are among the priority areas of the Ethiopia and European Union Annual Action Programme 2024.
The African Union calls African youth to unite for the continent's future. The Union's Special Envoy on Youth, Chidom Mpemba, has emphasized the urgent need for young people across the continent to unite. The Special Envoy also stressed the need for refuting such fragmented circles or competing factions, but in true solidarity. Speaking at the Pan-African Youth Leadership Summit, currently underway in Addis Ababa under the theme Unlocking the Power of Youth for a Prosperous Africa, Mpemba underlined the importance of a unified voice in shaping the continent's future. A real need to build the Africa its people want, then this generation must speak with one voice, not because they agree on everything, but because they must agree on one thing: Africa's future must be shaped by Africans, she added. She underscored the need for action beyond rhetoric, highlighting that Africa does not lack ideas or strategies, but rather consistent collective action. Mpemba also addressed to the African Continental Free Trade Area, noting that its potential would remain untapped if young Africans continue to face challenges in cross-border business. Well, that's it for now, but before I go, a recap of the top stories once again. Ethiopia's Tourism Ministry holds validation workshop for a revised tourism draft policy. And African Union calls African youth to unite for the future of the continent. Well, you have been watching ABC World, the voice of Pan-Africanism, the news for the hour, and goodbye.